Mashu Maireshi, coming in fresh me late, I see. Tamayomi, I'm gonna shoot straight with you. You're gonna get a lot of weird looks given the whole animation thing. But hey, I ain't a prick to kick you out on animation alone. So you can go in if you're willing to put yourself through that. Now that just leaves the weird one. Gleipnir, I'm gonna give you this. You sure pull no punches on being weird. And being weird is a good thing. If we stick to the same old worn ground, we never learn new things, and we'll never find out that some weird combinations actually do work pretty well. However, you need to be smart when you're pushing the boundaries, and boy are you dumb. Better luck next time. The biggest part of why Gleipnir is weird is his premise. The story's about Shuichi, your average run-of-the-mill, slightly nerdy good kid, but he has one giant secret. He has the ability to transform into a giant beast mascot suit, which has enhanced his senses, especially his sense of smell. The drawback is that while in this mode, he doesn't have full control, and some of his more primal urges come forth. So when he saves Claire from a suicide attempt, and the beast almost takes control and goes primal on her, he has to quickly run away, leaving evidence that points to his identity. The biggest problem is that Claire is not your average girl. She's crass, cold, and willing to throw people under the bus to get her way. And now she sees Shuichi as a brand new toy with a whole lot of power. This leads to the pair learning more about why Shuichi had got this power, the secret war happening in the town, and the secrets behind Shuichi's lost memories. Now here's where the issues start to show up. First up, Shuichi's mascot has a zipper in the back, and that allows people to enter the suit, allowing them to share control of the suit, and provides them protection. This allows the harsher Claire to use that power Shuichi is too timid to go full out with. My problem is that the inside of the suit is fleshy, and yeah, Claire feels that she needs to be almost nude in there, and yeah, it's pretty clear what this is an analogy for. Her using this as leverage for control, resulting in the slow corruption of the protagonist, can be used to be unnerving in a good way. The way that most psychological horrors use to make you say, ooh, that's unnerving. But for me, this is more, ugh, that's gross. I think you're just doing this for some fetish or cheap fan service. I believe this is the case as, yeah, it makes sense that you need this to feel the corruption of Shuichi into someone ready to kill for her, but I think there's no real reason she needed to be in her underwear other than to really nail that analogy so even the slowest students can follow. I can appreciate using this as a workaround, but, like, why does it have to be slimy? It's just a bit much. But can't focus on that, there's still much to talk about. So the reason that Shuichi has this power is that there's an alien whose ship has crashed, and his fellow crewmates, who have taken the form of coins for mass transportation, have been spread out throughout the area around the town. In return for one, he will give you a drink that gives you a superpower. And if you bring him 100, he decides that he can stop messing around with the baby hour freak show superpowers, and brings out the real good stuff. Quest to find these coins creates the conflict as Shuichi and Claire aren't the only people looking for them, and it has created a battle royale of people using these powers that they are given to battle in the woods where the most coins can be found. One of the most important of these is Claire's sister Elena, who Claire once dead, and she has some unknown relation to Shuichi, one that he doesn't remember. For me, the whole Battle Royale thing kind of dilutes things as it moves away from the more psychological parts that I was expecting and more into something closer to Darwin's game. By the way, this is a good comparison as both of these stories are about a person being corrupted as they are forced into a situation where they must kill others. But at least for me, Darwin's game is a bit better at giving his characters stronger motives, and that's not to say Gleipnir doesn't, but I think it could have been handled a bit better or at least made more present. Also, the whole worrying about normal people and police things goes out the window real fast. And if you're going to at least tease their involvement, at least commit to giving some excuse instead of pretending you didn't mention it to begin with. But I must also give some compliments. You have some very good monster designs. I especially like the mix of full body transformations and partial transformations, as well as general design. I also like the mystery involved in the background of these events, and the reveal of the key misunderstanding helps shines on the overarching theme that the humans are flawed, and even the best intentions can turn you into a horrendous monster. But this leads me to my main thought I had. This feels like a series created by two parts, one smart and one dumb. The smart one designing characters and arcs to do with said characters, but the dumb one coming in and saying, I like lesbians, they make me feel good, so let's make one of them sexually harass and assault the main character. And now it feels weird no one brings that back up later, and now she's just talking to her love interest all about the philosophy of their quest and how she feels that she's let the group down. I'm just getting dumb Metal Gear Solid vibes. And by that, I mean there's a lot of weird choices and dumb designs, and I gotta ask whether you're doing this with actual malice, or do you think that your dumb design is so cool that you must show everyone? For me, Gleipnir is a weird case, and my opinion on it will depend on the time you ask me and what episode I most recently saw. For me, it ranges from bad to fine, as some parts are decent while others are groan-inducing. I think this would be alright dumb watch, and the same thing as Darwin's Game, but the whole flesh suit thing will probably be a bit of a turnoff for most potential viewers. But I think there's something here, and it could be shining into a good series. It has quite a lot of grime and scratches that you're going to need to buff out, and I wouldn't begrudge anyone from thinking there's just too much grime on this series. As trust me, there are times where I felt that as well. And those are times where I think the series is just bad. But then there's also parts that seem well designed and make me think that this is a begrudgingly fine series. So at the end of the day, this is probably a toss-up where you're either going to really dig this or think it's a waste of time.